Pride and Prejudice. Pride and Prejudice, by Jane Austen, is a classic novel set in rural England during the early 19th century. The story primarily revolves around the Bennet family, consisting of Mr. and Mrs. Bennet and their 5 daughters: Jane, Elizabeth, Mary, Kitty, and Lydia. The novel begins with the arrival of a wealthy young bachelor, Mr. Bingley, in the neighborhood. Mrs. Bennet sees this as an opportunity to marry off one of her daughters and hopes that Mr. Bingley will take an interest in Jane. At a local ball, Jane and Mr. Bingley are immediately attracted to each other, and their relationship seems promising. However, it is Mr. Bingley's close friend, Mr. Darcy, who catches the attention of Elizabeth. Although Darcy is rich and handsome, Elizabeth finds him proud and arrogant, which fuels her prejudice against him. Meanwhile, Darcy becomes increasingly drawn to Elizabeth's intelligence and wit, despite her lower social standing. Elizabeth's opinions of Darcy are further influenced by her encounters with Mr. Wickham, a charming officer stationed nearby. Wickham reveals a story of mistreatment by Darcy, further increasing Elizabeth's negative opinion of him. Additionally, Elizabeth's younger sisters, Lydia and Kitty, become infatuated with the regiment of soldiers stationed nearby, including Wickham. As the story progresses, Jane's relationship with Mr. Bingley faces obstacles, primarily due to the interference of Bingley's sister and Darcy. Jane's reserved nature is misunderstood by Bingley as indifference, and he abruptly leaves the town, breaking Jane's heart. Meanwhile, Darcy becomes increasingly infatuated with Elizabeth and proposes to her, despite her belief that he had ruined the chance of happiness for Jane and Bingley. Elizabeth sternly rejects his proposal, highlighting his pride and alleged wrongdoing towards Wickham. Darcy responds with a letter, revealing a different side of the story and defending himself against the accusations. Elizabeth's prejudice begins to dissolve as she gains a better understanding of Darcy's character and motives. She starts to see her own faults in judging others too quickly. Unexpectedly, she crosses paths with Darcy once more when she visits her friend Charlotte, who is now married to Darcy's cousin, Mr. Collins. During her stay, Elizabeth encounters Darcy again and gradually develops feelings for him. Darcy, too, recognizes his love for Elizabeth and undergoes a transformation, displaying kindness and humility. Despite various obstacles and misunderstandings, their mutual affection becomes evident. The story reaches its climax when Lydia elopes with Mr. Wickham, causing a scandal that could ruin the Bennet family's reputation. With Darcy's intervention, the couple is persuaded to marry, saving Lydia's honor. In the aftermath of Lydia's marriage, Darcy's aunt, Lady Catherine de Bourgh, attempts to prevent any possible engagement between Elizabeth and Darcy due to their differing social statuses. Elizabeth, however, defends her love for Darcy, refusing to yield to Lady Catherine's demands. Ultimately, Darcy proposes to Elizabeth once again, and this time, she accepts his proposal. The novel ends with the union of Elizabeth and Darcy, as well as the marriages of Jane and Bingley, and other characters who find their own happiness. Pride and Prejudice explores themes of love, marriage, social status, and the consequences of hasty judgments. It remains a beloved classic for its engaging characters, witty dialogue, and timeless portrayal of the complexities of human relationships. Thanks for watching.